What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name is Jacopo. I'm an Italian-based videographer and video editor working with multiple businesses and influencers here in Italy. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about the 5 things that I did that took me from broke and zero knowledge in videography to getting a stable income in just 3 months. When I started to actually pursue this dream, I remember that before even spending a single cent on gear, I borrowed a smartphone gimbal from one of my friends. And this was honestly a turning point for me because it gave me the motivation to keep going and keep making videos. Like, you know, when you have a hobby and you just want to get like some sort of gadget that will help you like with that hobby, but you actually buy it because you know it's gonna like hype you up even more and give you more motivation to keep going. Like, that's the same thing that this gimbal did for me. I started making videos with my phone. I was losing really rapidly like my motivation and my dedication to keep going. But once I got the gimbal, I actually continued making videos and things just went from there. So I quickly understood that by buying more gear or borrowing it from friends, I can keep my motivation up, which is like the first thing that you need to start something, like that initial motivation, and then you go into like dedication and actually being consistent. Now, when I was using this gimbal, I discovered the Blackmagic camera app. And if you're serious about this videography thing, download that. It gives you manual control over the big 3 parameters that every single filmmaker must master. Now, I didn't fully understand. I didn't actually even know what ISO, shutter speed, and aperture were, but learning them on my phone actually changed everything. Not only because by learning it early on, I actually knew what I was doing when I picked up a camera, but also because I didn't actually know about these 3 parameters, and it was like a game to me. Like, for example, when I was in a difficult situation, maybe outside or inside with controlled lights, I really like to balance the 3 of them to understand what the best like settings were. And I actually tried to gamify that. I was 19 years old, so I was pretty young. The gamification actually works. So when you're starting out with these 3, I would say that you actually need to have some fun, try to shoot in different scenarios, different things, and you will learn by simply doing. Now, my real first purchase was actually like 1 week after I turned 19. I bought my first ever action camera, which was the DJI Action 3. And at the time, I remember it cost like 200 bucks. It was an astronomical amount of money. And I just simply used it to film like more elaborate vlogs for my profile, my YouTube, and starting to use CapCut and understanding actually how to create good videos. So in terms of the editing software, I bought the DJI when I was 19, so in 2021, and that was the year of like the boom of CapCut. It was basically completely free. You needed to pay just for a few features, and it was incredible to start and to understand how to use an editing software. As of today, which I'm recording this video in 2026, I don't think that CapCut may be like the best option, simply because a lot of features right now are paid in CapCut. So I don't think there's actually like really a lot of difference between the free version of CapCut and the free version of DaVinci Resolve. Now, yes, DaVinci Resolve is extremely complicated. You don't need to know everything about DaVinci Resolve. I don't know everything about DaVinci Resolve, and I don't think like even the boss of Blackmagic knows everything about DaVinci Resolve. It's so intricate that it's completely insane. But to start editing videos, I would say that the best option is start right away with DaVinci Resolve. It's gonna be extremely hard at the start. It's gonna be like you're not gonna understand a single thing. But if you keep going, if you're persistent, you're gonna learn an editing software that it's completely insane. I still use it to this day. I think it's the best editing software there is, especially with the new AI features in 2026. It's completely insane. So I would say start with the free version of DaVinci Resolve and then go to the paid version once you feel like you need to improve your skills. Now, this is a video talking about videography, so why am I talking about the editing software? Now, in my opinion, the editing part of our job is about 50%. And I think that being a videographer who can't edit is like being a musician who doesn't know how to play like a single instrument. You absolutely need to know how a shot will be edited while you're filming the video. I don't think this is completely essential in every single case, but in most of the time, you need to know. So in my opinion, to become a videographer, you actually need to understand how a video editing software works. It's incredibly hot in here. Now, after a whole year of grind working as a waiter in a sushi restaurant, it was completely insane. I bulked up incredibly because of that sushi, but let's get back on track. I eventually bought my Sony a6700. So this was my first ever camera. I bought it with the Sigma 18 to 50 millimeter f2.8 lens. Then I switched up to the Tamron 17 to 70 f2.8 lens. I personally think that that was the better deal. Now, I think that in my opinion, and I also made a video about it, if you're interested, go watch that after this one. I think that this camera is insane because it packs features that are really good, both in photos and in videos. Like, I think it's better in videos, but still also taking photos, it's gonna be incredibly good, especially if you wanna start like from zero becoming a videographer. I can guarantee that the first clients you'll get, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you shoot videos, you probably know how to shoot photos as well, right? And the answer should be like, no, I shoot videos. That's another thing, shooting photos. But at the start, you're gonna have to know how to do a bit of both. If you wanna become more a videographer, obviously focus more on that, and then the photos will come once you actually get an eye on how to actually put your camera. You're gonna be good also at taking photos. I personally think that you need a camera that can shoot both. So don't go to the cinema line right away. I love the FX3, but if I had to start from scratch, I would for sure go for the Sony a6700, just for a versatility point of view. Now, the most important thing we're gonna probably talk about today is how do you get clients, like the first client. I can tell you right away, you're not gonna get paying clients right away. I would say that there are two main ways to actually find clients. Either you post the videos by yourself on your profile and you try to improve the quality as much as you can on that, and the people are gonna contact you, or you actually do cold outreach where you go to, for example, like real estate agents or other companies and you say, look, I am shooting videos, I wanna work for free, just give me like a gig or something and I can create a video for you. And from the two, the one that I preferred and the one that I actually thrived at was creating content for myself on my Instagram, just simple videos or even more elaborate ones, but things that were actually really unique. I tried to combine like philosophy and videography together, and it worked out really, really well. Now the videos are in Italian, so you probably wouldn't understand a single word. And as you can probably tell, like the videos were really, really low quality. Like the lighting was completely off. And when I went into my editing software, I was using DaVinci Resolve to color grade my clips because I shot them in S-Log 3. And it was like completely insane. I didn't know how to color grade. It was really bad, but I still like put in the work and the people noticed me, and I got a job with an influencer. She basically talked about nutrition. Then I got into another influencer. Then I started working with more like companies because it's a lot easier with that. Now I'm working with a gym and an MMA athlete, and I want to start to build up a good portfolio so that I can work with specific clients that I want to work with in the future. Now, the great pivot came when I had creative freedom. Now, people usually stop and ask me like, when am I good enough to stop working for free and start actually earning money? And my answer is usually like very simple. You're ready when multiple clients are trying to work with you. Like for example, just in the last week, I have 5 different people that wanted to work with me, some influencers, some companies, and I actually said no to all of them. With all the things that I have going on, with all the clients that I already have, and with this YouTube channel, I didn't think that these clients were right for me. And this is where you're gonna have the power. So when multiple people want to work with you, you can start saying, okay, I want to work with you because I really like your company, I really like what you're trying to do with your things, and I'm asking for X amount of money. And then you can go to the other one and say, I'm gonna work for them for X amount of money, and I want Y amount, for example, from you. Then they're gonna basically clash, and this is when you're gonna actually start earning some money. From there, being a freelancer is great because you can actually decide who you're gonna work with. And if you're actually good at what you're doing, I mean, if you actually pour tons of hours in your work and try to get better, this is the first thing you need to do. So for the first years, I'm not saying weeks or months, years, you need to actually focus solely on getting good and fuck the money, fuck everything else. After that, once you think that you're really, really good, once you can create videos that only you in your country or in the world, only you can do, that is when you can actually start asking for a ton of money. These are, I think, the steps that you should take to actually get better in videography and improving your skills. So starting small and then ramping it up really big. And the last two things that I wanted to share with you, these are the two things that actually helped me go from zero to actually getting a paid client in just simply 3 months. It's my obsession with this. I remember I used to like forget to go to lunch or to eat or to go to sleep because I was so actually focused in what I was doing, and I'm still am now to this day like this, and I really love it. And this actually made me a better videographer in less time. But the most important thing is to always over deliver. Like for example, I remember every single client that tells me, I want this video right here, can you create this for me? My answer is always yes. And I always like to attach to that video even like multiple videos or like some photos to actually show the client that I not only went all in for the video that they asked for, but I actually did even more to show them that I was actually real, I was serious, and I wanted to work for them because I loved what I was doing. And these things that I did created actually a huge word of mouth in my city, and I started getting a lot of work in my city, and then I went also to Rome, to Milan, so different things. I'm really grateful because my obsession and my wanting to over deliver actually helped me get to where I am today, and I'm gonna still continue doing these because these are the most important things. So don't focus too much on the technical stuff, don't focus too much on tutorials, don't focus too much on these things. Focus on actually looking at your videos, understand what doesn't work, and get better and obsess over it and over delivering for your clients. That's all I have to say. Now, if you're serious about becoming a videographer, the biggest mistake you'll make is buying the wrong camera. And I already touched on the best camera for me in this video, but if you still want to learn more about that, I'll leave the video right here. I'll see you in the next one, boys. Ciao, ciao.